Excuse me, are you a police officer?
Yes, can I help you?
Yes, my husband Doug was shot last night by an officer.
You're Mrs. Roberts.
Yes, Adele Roberts. Why was he shot?
Your husband was involved in an attempted burglary of a jewelry store over on Hudson Street.
That's not true. I mean, Doug hasn't done anything illegal in his life.
Do you have any idea why he was in the area last night?
No, he went to a hockey game with some friends from work. I mean, they probably went out for a drink afterwards. Doug is not a criminal. I mean, he hasn't done anything wrong.
Mrs. Roberts, your husband took several shots at me.
You shot Doug?
I'm afraid he didn't give me any choice.
How could he have shot at you? He doesn't even own a gun. You have made a terrible mistake. You want to know the kind of pressure I'm up against? To stand here, head held high, the symbol of respect. You know, just once, I'd like to get down, wear a wet t-shirt, maybe do a little mud wrestling. And so says you. Jimmy looked up the history of the house because, well, we thought it was haunted.
And what did your husband's investigation reveal?
That in 1962, a woman by the name of Nancy Atkins was stabbed to death in that very room. The police never caught who did it.
Did you know this when you bought the house?
Of course not. The only reason we found out at all was because we heard that moaning.
So now you want your money back?
There's something in there. I know it sounds crazy, and I'm not one to believe in ghosts. But we've slept in that bedroom, and we know for a fact there's something in there.
Thank you, Miss Shaw. That's all.
Tried to sell this place, have you not?
Yes.
Well, with the collapse of the real estate market, you can't get what you paid for it. So you come up with this ghost story in order to get rescission on the contract.
We didn't come up with it. We heard what we heard. There's moaning in that house.
You were doing the moaning over its declining market value.
It happened.
All right, Mr. Klipner.
Sorry. Did you see any ghosts?
Well, we didn't see anything, but...
Thank you, ma'am. Nothing further.
You always be my big bad Texan, the longest antenna this side of the pike house.
Katie, my Katie,
Oh, before you hit the trail, how about us laying a few thousand larvae?
Well, as we say out here, a roach has got to do what a roach has got to do.
He started strangling me. It was like he was in some kind of trance.
Do you remember when that was approximately?
January 74. I tried so hard to find one time.
Study the dates again.
I found plaster of Paris. They told you.
Yeah.
And the rack on the car.
Mm-hmm.
He'd used mine that day at the lake.
Can't give him an alibi. There isn't one time.
I think I've just been another victim.
Only beautiful women live on this planet. The men feel like outcasts, but I fit right in.
Then they tell us that all their men were killed in a war.
But they really weren't. No, it was the women that killed them.
So now they have no war, and no killing, and no men. Go figure.
I can't believe you brought Denise. Now she is going to miss her piano lesson. I mean, besides, she shouldn't be here.
All right, you know so much, take her someplace else. Buy her a snack.
She doesn't want a snack. She's upset. Not to mention that when Richie finds out that she's missed her piano lesson, he's going to want to miss his violin lesson.
So the kids don't become musicians.
Don't be so insensitive. Look at her. She's completely distraught over Angela.
Angela?
Angela, your daughter, the one that's been hijacked. Hi.
Hi.
So, is it beautiful?
What?
The kitchen. What does it look like?
Oh, I chose an orange tile.
Orange.
Yeah, burnt orange.
That sounds pretty.
Patty, would you close the door?
Okay. What's the matter?
I'm gonna hate this house.
What are you talking about?
This morning after the contractor left, I was all alone and I sat in the middle of the living room floor. I got so sad, you know, a preview of the next 10 years. I just started shaking. I don't like anything anymore.
What do you mean?
Nothing's changing. I'm not, David's not. We've just stopped. You know, he genuinely believes that this promotion is going to change everything.
But maybe this time it will change.
And if it won't?
Then it won't. and you get divorced. I don't know. Whatever you gotta do.